YouTube, this is Matt the Lawn Care Little Guy, and today I have 3 different things I'm going to talk to you about, and I hope you enjoyed that little video of my daughter. It was her little program at her school. I'm just really proud of her for doing that. She loves to sing. So being that the winter and the fall is here, I'm going to be kind of incorporating more of the family, because remember, my channel is Faith, Family, and Lawn Care. So if you watch my channel, then you're going to see some stuff about my family because I'm proud of them. But 3 things. The first thing is going to be me out on a mulch job. Okay, it's not replacing mulch, it's mulch that I installed earlier in the year, and I'm going through and doing some maintenance on it. And it's a little tip of why I like to use a higher grade mulch, more expensive mulch. And then the second video is going to be me out on a fencing job. I know not a lot of the lawn guys do fencing, but it's really not that difficult, and I'm just going to kind of take you guys through this job as I do it and show you how I'm doing it. So it's in the beginning stages. So I hope you enjoy that part. Now the bulk of my video is going to be tips for the lawn care startup, okay? If you're on a small budget and you need to know what the essential equipment is, where you can get good deals on it, then this video is going to be for you. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy the video. Hey guys, Matt here again. I just wanted to show you what I'm doing because this week I think is going to be the end of my mowing, and I just want to show you guys what I'm doing for the fall because flower beds, right? You don't think about planting and stuff around this time because it's fixing to go into winter, but I do mulch, and maybe earlier this year I might have mentioned the type of mulch I use. Excuse me. But I use a really high grade mulch all the time because I think in the long run it actually looks better and it's actually easier to maintain year after year. So I'm going to turn the camera on. I'm going to show you how this works, because usually like the chipped mulch, the dyed chip mulch, it gets moldy unless you turn it a lot, and you really got to turn it a lot because it gets moldy every single year just about. And I think you guys that deal with it kind of know what I'm talking about. But I use a higher grade mulch, and when you turn it, it really does a good job. It's mold resistant, and it really looks good after you turn it. It almost looks brand new. It's not quite like brand new, but it's almost like brand new. So I'm on a customer's property right now, and that's what I'm doing. I'm turning the mulch with high grade cedar mulch. It's really finely shredded. So I'm going to turn the camera on and you can kind of see the how it works. So right here is the area. Now I laid this down earlier and it gets really matted. It's really tough and matted, but over here is where I turned it. So I'm going to show you how I do this, okay? All I do, I basically rough it up. I get all Italian job on it. Notice I got plastic underneath there. See? And voila, it actually looks pretty good afterwards. So that's one of the things I really like about this mulch, is it's mold resistant, and also it's really easy to turn, and the customer's really happy because it looks almost like new again. So anyways, just a suggestion, guys. It's worth the extra money to me, and the customers appreciate it. So till the next video. Hey guys, Lawn Care Little Guy here. And I told you guys that I was going to be doing a little bit of fencing this year. So I'm in the middle of a project right now, so I'll just kind of walk you through it. I'll turn the camera around. There we go. We're doing this fence. You can see my string line going all the way down, and it's downhill. So what I've kind of done is I've actually just cut off the posts, the old posts, and I've determined the fence line by this nail and string, okay? And then I ran the string all the way down and pulled it tight. And I've set a couple posts right here. These are 6-foot posts. They're 2 foot down in the ground, which some people put them further. The last posts were much further down, but it's really messy around here. And the soil is really sandy, so the post hole digger is actually going pretty well through it. But I got 2 posts set. I ran out of posts. I meant to do one on each end today, and then I was going to go back and dig all the holes, and the next time I come back, I would set all the posts. But the holes are not hard to dig, and because the ground is so sandy, It's supposed to rain here, so I don't want to have those holes exposed because it might actually screw up all my work. But I've got everything marked. I marked them out at 8 foot, except for one spot, which is actually 7 foot, or 6 foot, I'm sorry, 6 foot. But it's because I have an interruption where I'm not going to be able to put a post because of the line, and I'll show you. I'll take you on down. But I used a bob. So I set my first post where I wanted it, and then I used a bob. I measured off 8 foot, and I bobbed. It's a string and it's a weight, and it goes straight down from whatever point up here, and then I put a flag. So I did that 8 foot down, and I put a flag every 8 foot. Now I'm not going to be using prefabricated panels, okay? But it's nice to have things on 8 foot anyway, in case somebody wants to come back later and replace this fence again. They have 8 foot panels. Now here's the spot where I'm actually at 6 foot right here, and the reason being is because my fence line is going to go right through here, and right here there's a drop off. So you can see I'm not going to have any dirt to put any soil. So I shortened it to make another 8 foot panel. Oops, about tripped all over the place. To 8 foot panel to go all the way across here to right here, where I do have more soil and I can put a good solid post, okay? So I've kept on going. There's another one. I still got to get this post out of here. Another flag. Another flag. And then I'm going to use this existing post right here. Okay, so I've strung line it, so it's going to be on this side of the post and then up there on the side of that 2x4. So anyways, I'm not an experienced fencer, and you guys know I'm not a fencing company. I'm a lawn care guy. But this is a job for my friend, and I just want to kind of bring you guys along with it and see where I'm at. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, because I've actually put some quick set in there for those 2 posts, but I ran out of posts. I meant to do one down there and one down here, but I decided to use that one anyway. So we're good there. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. I don't know. I'll tell you if what's going on in my mind is a problem or not. But I don't think it's going to be. So anyways, yeah, I'll let you guys know as we go and see how this fence turns out. So thanks. Okay, so what are the essentials of a lawn care startup when you're on a small budget? Well, let me just tell you a little bit about my experience when I started my lawn care business 4 years ago. I started with my Troy-Bilt 21. It was a 160cc engine. I had a Boland's curve shaft weed eater. That was it. That was all I had. And my first job was at the beginning of the year. I started in April, and my first job I was having trouble getting some leads because nobody was really answering the door. I was knocking on the door, and then finally somebody answered the door, and I asked them if they wanted to do, I basically gave them my pitch on lawn care, and I could tell that they were just uncomfortable. They weren't feeling well. I mean, they were just like, they were looking kind of actually worse than this, but they were looking pretty bad. So I just kind of asked them, like, hey, is there anything, I'm not sure what's going on with you, but, are you okay? And they said, no, me and my wife were both in an accident, and, we haven't been able to do our lawn and things like that. So, kind of eventually ended up about lawn care, but the reality of it was for them was that they were in a lot of pain and they weren't able to do much. So they were hurting. Well, I didn't have any jobs at that time. I didn't have any customers whatsoever. And my day was kind of coming to an end a little bit. So I got to thinking about it. I said, you know what? I said, let me take care of this for you for free. Let me just do that for you, because I got nothing better to do at the moment, and you guys can use the help. Well, they ended up being really good customers. Up until last year, because they sold their house, I mowed them every single year, and it was great. It was weekly basis even. So they were wonderful. They were always great payers. They were really wonderful, and I was sad to lose that relationship with them. But it was so overgrown, right? And I was going through, and it took me forever. I think it took me about 4 hours to cut this lawn, and it was probably about 6,000 square feet, which isn't very much, right? With edging and all that type of stuff. Well, with all of that being so overgrown, what do you do with all the clippings, right? Because it's all over it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Well, I had a broom. I forgot about that. I have a broom that I was cleaning the sidewalks off with. So number one valuable thing that you need as a lawn care startup is a blower, at least a handheld blower. Okay, you don't need a backpack blower. You can get a handheld blower for about 150 bucks, probably, maybe even a little bit less. I know you can get it for less, but I bought a Stihl that day. I said I'm never doing that again. I went home and told my wife. I said I know we don't have a lot of money. I know this is all out of our pocket, but I am going to buy a blower because that was ridiculous. I spent so much time sweeping, and it wasn't even a good job. So get yourself a blower. Obviously, you need a mower. Obviously, you need a trimmer. Okay, because customers are not going to accept not trimming. You can actually even edge. You can get good edging with a trimmer. I was pretty good with it. I did my lawn that way the whole time, except I did it often, so it wasn't too bad. But anyways, as a startup, a mower, a weed eater, and definitely a blower, because you'll eat up so much time sweeping the sidewalk and it still won't even look that good, especially if you're in Oklahoma and it's a windy day. Okay. What else would I suggest? Well, you definitely need a gas can. Okay, you need at least a 2-gallon gas can, probably. You probably even need two, one for your 2-cycle and one for your 4-stroke. Okay, 2 cycles is what most of our handheld equipment uses. Not that all of them do. There are 4-stroke. I think Troy-Bilt makes a 4-stroke, but I stick with 2 cycles. So you need 1 gas can for regular gas, 1 gas can for 2-cycle. All right, and broom. I'm sorry, not a broom, a trash can. Okay, because what if you got to pick some off the ground, or you got some yard debris. You got to have a place to put it. So a trash can. All right. It doesn't have to be a big trash can. Doesn't have to be a great trash can. It just has to be a trash can for the most part. Something that'll hold some stuff. So now big to me is like a 50-gallon, right? You don't need a 50-gallon trash can. You can do a 32-gallon trash can. All right. What else are you going to need? Do you need a trailer? Not really. Not really. Not if all you got is a 21-inch push mower, a weed eater, a gas can, a trash can, and a blower. No, you really don't. You can actually get some really cool like hitch adapters for your car or for your truck, and it's like this platform, and a lot of times you see them where people drive their scooters up on it, like the folks that don't walk very well and they have to ride. A lot of places they roll their scooter up on it. Those things are amazing setups for a 21-inch mower. I'm gonna keep on repeating this because I don't want you to forget. A 21-inch mower, a weed eater, a blower, a trash can, and gas cans. Okay, fits right on the back of it. You just strap it down, no problem. It fits well, trust me. Okay, also if you have a pickup, you can go over to Harbor Freight and get some ramps. All right, so you don't have to lift your mower up into the bed of the truck, which, by the way, Dan's Daily Hustle, Dan's Daily Vlog, he's got a great system for lifting a mower up in the back of the truck without using a lot of energy. But if you have a little bit of money, you can go over to Harbor Freight and get some ramps and just roll it right up in the back of your truck. That's plenty of space for this little setup. Okay, so what else is there equipment-wise? Well, that's pretty well a basic setup. You really don't need that much to get this business going, okay? You can go from lawn to lawn, and this video isn't going to be about the whole business model, but you can make quite a bit of money with a 21-inch push mower, a weed eater, a blower, 2 gas cans, and a trash can. All right, you can make quite a bit of money with that. So if you're just starting up, maybe it's a side hustle like Dan's vlog, or if you don't call it a side hustle, just a part-time job, maybe if it's a full-time job. Just take the lawns that you can actually accomplish with the equipment that you have, and then work up to it. That's what I did. All right, and that's what I started off with. Now, my Troy-Bilt mower was about 7 years old at that time. So did I have to replace it that year? Yes, I did. I did replace that mower because the wheels were all weird, falling off pretty much. But the mower still ran, and it actually cut pretty well. Which leads me to my next point. Do you need commercial equipment? No, you do not need commercial equipment. Is commercial equipment usually pretty good? Better? Yeah. I've got some commercial equipment, but overall, my stuff is still residential, and I'm 4 years into it. But I didn't start off with commercial. It was way too expensive, okay? Now, when I did replace things, I wish I would have considered this. And this is one of the reasons why I'm sharing this video right now, is because this is the time to start thinking about your setup. So if you're watching these lawn care videos and you're just thinking about it and you're on the borderline and you don't know what to do, I'm telling you, you're going to miss an opportunity if you wait. And I'm not trying to push you into a decision to start a lawn care business, but you're missing an opportune time to buy equipment from places like Lowe's and Home Depot. They are not carrying their stock over the summer. They don't want to store that stuff. I've been in retail, and what they do is they only have enough stock to fill the shelves. So that's why you go in a store and they say, hey, surely you got some in the back. No, that's not the way retail works. Because if it's in the back, it's not selling. So their goal is to only keep the amount of stock that they're actually able to sell in a short amount of time. So no, they don't have things in the back. Everything they have is out on the shelves because that's where it sells. It's not going to sell in the back. So what do they do with these lawnmowers and these weed eaters and all this different equipment that they're not going to sell? They discount it. And they sit it right out in front of the store with a big discounted price tag on it. I wish it was actually discounted more, but you can get yourself a $300 mower for probably not much above $200. You can get yourself a $350 mower for about $250. You know, I know every single year Lowe's actually sells, and there's always one out there, never fails, that there's a Troy-Bilt TB 240. Now, for those of you guys that have had the pleasure of seeing Geek to Freak, which he's removed all the content for quite some time now. But if you've been watching videos for a while, but you just haven't started your lawn care business, you would know that Geek to Freak's been using that same mower for years. A Troy-Bilt TB 240 residential, nothing special. It just is what it is. It's front wheel drive, you know. But he says he buys one every single year. Well, I know at least in my Lowe's, there's a 240 or 230, something out there every single year discounted. So this is the time to buy, and that's not the only equipment they have out there either. So this is the time to buy if that's what you're considering. You can save a lot of money, get a really cheap startup. At one time, I actually was considering, you know, because I want to help people. I want to help people with the startup. People, especially people who are chronically unemployed. Lawn care is amazing because it's very, very easy to get into, okay? But you can also get into it for a very, very low cost. Now, if worse came to worse, you could load things up in your trunk probably of a car. Most of the setup that I'm talking about, you can load it up in your car, in your back seat. Is it going to trash your car a little bit? Probably, you know. But you do whatever you got to do, right? But it'll technically fit, okay? So I estimated once that you can have a complete business startup for about $500. No joke. No joke. For about $500, you can get in the lawn care business. All right. Now, some of you guys out there that might be watching this, you might be a bigger guy. I don't have a whole lot of big channels that watch me, but I'm going to tell you the truth. The truth is this: is that you got to start somewhere. Okay. And when you need to work and you need to make money, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Okay. That whole thing, you got to spend money to make money. Yeah, that's somewhat true, but the reality is you don't have to go out there and spend thousands and thousands of dollars and buy commercial equipment because you don't think it's going to last and all this type of stuff. The reality is the commercial stuff can break down just the same as the residential stuff. Don't feel like you have to spend a lot of money, and now is the time to buy. Okay, now is the time to buy because you're going to get the best deals right now. Grass isn't growing where I'm at. Equipment, the retailers don't want to keep it on their shelves. They're discounting it. Go get it. Okay, so what's the basic setup? The basic setup is the 21-inch mower. Okay, I like Troy-Bilt. I really do. You know, I'm not advocating for them, but that's what I started my business with. I know other people do too. I do also very, very much like Toro, very much, even the residential. So 21-inch mower, a weed eater. I like straight shaft, and if I could actually recommend something, I would say the Echo 225. Okay, that's what I like. I've got one. I love it. I wish I would have got it in the beginning, but I started off with the Boland's curve shaft. Okay, it worked fine until I had some really tough stuff, and then I had to get through it. But you just work through that, right? You work up. But I recommend if you got about $200 to spend, you can get yourself an Echo 225. Okay, for blowers, you really don't need that much. You know, you can go get yourself a Boland's blower if you want. You know, Seth the lawn surgeon, he got a Boland's blower and he had issues with it, you know, but he's really good. If you want to learn how to save money on equipment, go watch Seth the lawn surgeon, at least some of his earlier videos, because for a long time, you know, he was using a Troy-Bilt Mustang zero turn, right? Before he ever even got up into the commercial stuff, all right? He was using, you know, just things that he picked up at garage sales, things customers gave him, and he was getting the job done. Seth the lawn surgeon, He's pretty thrifty. He's pretty thrifty, but he's very diverse in his equipment. You don't have to be that diverse either, but take the tips from him that it doesn't have to be anything that special or great to get the job done. Okay, as long as it gets the job done. Now, my first blower, I bought a Stihl. It was called a BG55. I think it's a BG56 now, but mine was a BG55. I've still got it after 4 seasons. I spent $145 on it, $49. Okay, I went to my local Stihl dealer and bought that. I probably won't do that now. I'll probably buy Echo. So if I were to recommend something, I'd probably tell you get the Echo handheld. You do not need a backpack blower. I have one now. Okay. But this is 4 years later, well, I think about it last year, so it took me 3 years and I got a backpack blower. There's different things, but power has nothing to do with it, okay? You can do it with a handheld blower much cheaper. Let's see here, a trash can. Trash can, I mean, I picked one up, I think at Lowe's, one of those, I bought the cheapest possible one, is a 32 gallon trash can. I mean, you can get them for less than $30, I think. If you really want a good one, you can spend $50. One of the brute trash cans, about $50. So that's not that much. Let's see here, gas cans. Gas cans, I think they're actually overpriced. Some of you guys are in this industry, or you're watching my videos. I mean, this is just kind of a side note, but gas cans are just overpriced, in my opinion. They just are. I say get the cheapest one. Do mine leak sometimes? Yeah, but from what I understand, a lot of them leak. A lot of them leak, even the ones you spend a lot of money on. So just go get yourself a 2 gallon, two 2-gallon gas cans. I think max $20, for that type of stuff. Let's hear, you're going to need, consumables. You got consumables like string. Don't get yourself ate up about string. Right now what I'm using is the Echo Diamond whatever. It's twisty, it's nice, it's cool, but you don't have to, ugly string, ugly line is one of those things that is one of them that people like a lot, and you can get that at anywhere, Home Depot, Lowe's, I think they all have ugly line, but yeah, just don't think you have to spend a lot of money on this. Another consumable is going to be your two-stroke oil. Just know that's kind of expensive, and I've talked to some people and like, yeah, I just buy the cheap stuff. I just kind of buy what's convenient, so it typically ends up being Stihl or Echo, but it's really expensive. Okay, consumable. What else we got that's consumable? I'm sure there's other things I'm missing, but anyways, I'm talking to you on this video for the startup. You don't spend a whole lot of money, okay? If you don't have a lot of money, then don't spend a lot of money. If there's something that you need and you don't have the money for it, consider what you have to get what you want. I've said this before in a much, much earlier video, but this is how you reduce costs, all right? You leverage what you have because it has value to get what you want, okay? In my case, I'll give you an example. I actually sold a 65 Mustang. It wasn't running, it was tore apart, but it was a 65 Mustang. And I bought a mower. I bought a wide area mower because I needed it. I was doing a 1-acre lot, and I was borrowing their mower, but their mower was junk. It wasn't working very well, and I wasn't going to do it with my 21. So I was like, I really need a wide area mower, and I needed something that's going to be versatile, something I could do on my smaller. So I bought a Toro Proline 32, but I had to sell a car to get what I needed. I leveraged what I had to get what I want. So maybe it's not something that high dollar for you. Maybe you're really in a pinch, right? And all you need is $150. Look around. If you need a blower, look around and see what you got. Look and see what you haven't, played with in a while, or hasn't really caught your attention in a while, because this is the sacrifices that you make in a business in the very, very beginning, because there are sacrifices you make. If you need income, if that's something that you need, all right, don't use the excuse of that I don't have money, or that I don't have, I'm disadvantaged in some way because I don't have the things that I need. Look around and look and see what you got, all right? Leverage what you have to get what you need, all right? And that's pretty much it. Another really, really cheap way to do it now, because I've only presented to you for the most part if you want to buy new things. If you want to buy brand spanking new things, you can get into it for about $500. No joke. Don't believe me? Go price it. But you could also do garage sales, because there's always lawn equipment in garage sales. Now there's a problem with that, okay? If you can find a lawnmower or a weed eater that works fine, that works well, you got to test it. Okay, you got to test it. So you might have to bring a gas can. The gas can might be your first purchase, so you can gas up the equipment that you're going to buy, possibly at a garage sale. But I am yet to find something that did not require some repair. So I am not a fan of garage sales, although there are diamonds in the rough, and you don't know if you don't look. But you could even get away for even cheaper. Go on Craigslist. People selling mowers for $25. $25. Why? Because lawnmowers really don't hold their value, especially the residential ones. Commercial ones do. That's an advantage to that. But you can pick up a mower for $25, $50, $75 for actually one that runs pretty well. Okay, because most people are not going to spend $125, $150 on a used mower that they're not even sure of. They're going to go buy a brand new one for $300 or whatever. So, but that is definitely a place. I don't like pawn shops myself. I don't like pawn shops because they're trying to get every single dollar out of it. If you're going to buy used, I'd say you should go to the garage sales and to the place where people just need to get rid of stuff, where that's perfectly fine, but they just can't take it with them wherever, whatever, or they don't have room to store it anymore. They just want to get rid of it. I think that's where you're going to find the best deals. Pawn shops, I don't like them myself. So I'm not sure what else I can tell you guys, but I'm really interested in starting a conversation on this because I like to think of myself as I really was like that guy. It's like, my wife wanted to quit work and I need to make more money. So how am I going to do it? And I looked at what I knew how to do, and what I always had the best lawn on the block in the neighborhood. I would even say, okay, I might be a little partial, but I did a really good job on my lawn. And I said, that's something I know how to do pretty well. So let me do it. And all I did is I used the equipment that I had to maintain my own lawn. And I just went and got people. I knocked on the doors. I don't knock on doors anymore, though. You don't know what's happening on the other side of that door. But I just went out and got the business. And when I wasn't getting the business, I actually offered work for free. And then they ended up hiring me, so it's really not that difficult. And then it wasn't too much. I think in the first 2 weeks I had 8 accounts. Not too bad. That was my goal the first year, was I want to mow 8 accounts. This year I had 33, and every year I could even take more if I wanted to, but next year, this is for another video, but I'm actually going to be downsizing down to 20 lawns. Yeah. I just used the stuff that I was mowing my own yard with. If I can do it for me, then I can do it for someone else. That's the attitude you got to have, in the startup. And it's not that important to have the biggest, best stuff out there. And you don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars, okay? Now, if you're trying to grow, this is not what this video is for, but I will caveat that. If you're really trying to grow fast, really fast, okay, if that's your goal, that you want to be big, and it's not just a side gig for you, and it's not just supplemental income for you, and it's going to be a legit lifestyle. It's going to consume your whole livelihood. You may consider another route, but my whole point about this is you really don't have to. You really don't have to. You could probably make $30,000-$40,000 with just a push mower and a weed eater. I'm not even kidding you. I have my limiting factors, so if you're watching my videos, you're like, well, little guy, you're not making that much. Well, I know, but serving my purpose. So that's another video as well, purpose. But the basic economics of it, it's really easy to get into, but you got to look for deals. And I want to encourage you guys, if you're on the fence on whether or not you should get started now or get started later, if you've already made the decision, then go out there and get those deals. This is the time to buy that equipment if it's new, okay? This is the time. Don't wait, all right? And don't hold yourself back thinking that you got to have a commercial mower, because you don't, all right? I'll give you one thing. I got a very good friend, and he told me once, I asked him, because he had the X-Mark 21, all X-Mark is commercial, X-Mark 21, and that's about $1,000, $1,200, $1,300 mower, depending on where you go. It's a lot of money for a 21-inch mower, a lot of money for it. And I said, hey, what do you think about that? Would you have bought that again? And he says, you know what, Matt? He says, that's the disposable part of my business. What does he mean by disposable? It means it's throwaway. Throwaway. All right? That's how often he used it. Okay, now that's based off of use. All right? But even a residential, do you really want to spend $1,200, $1,300 on a mower when you can go get one for $250? How many $250 mowers can you get? It could last you years. It could last you years for that price. For most people, I say most people, that's not true. For many lawn care companies, they consider the 21-inch mower a disposable part of their business, and I agree with that. It's a disposable part. I doubt unless I get a really amazing deal on a commercial mower, I doubt I'll ever have a commercial 21. Okay, so don't think you have to have it. I'm probably getting pretty repetitive and rambling on right now, but I want to encourage you guys. This is the time. This is the time. This is the time. Go do it. Start thinking about it right now. Do what you got to do. Get that business going. Cut some grass. Make some cash. All right? That's what it's about. Okay? And serving people. I got to throw that in there because I serve. I'm just a server. So anyways, I hope this was beneficial for you guys that are watching. If you older guys that are watching my channel have any input, please feel free to comment below, because this video is really meant to be helpful, to encourage to get those guys in the industry, because community is a huge part of what we do. You all know this. If you're watching YouTube, then you know community is a big deal. Okay, so chime in, give me your thoughts on your startup. Now, this video is geared towards that guy that's like me. Okay, I didn't want to grow. I couldn't grow all big like that. So what would you tell people for a startup that don't have a lot of cash, that do not have the cash? Okay, what would you do? So put that in the comments for you older guys. The newer guys, if you got questions, I'll put my email in the description, and I will also what else would I do? Well, just comment, and I'll answer the questions. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I'm doing in the off time. I hope you guys enjoy my family as I'm trying to share it with you, or share them with you. What else is going on? Just as a recap for what's been going on with me, Bible study's been kicking. We got an excellent dinner coming up. That's just really informal, but we're gearing up for that. We got a buddy who's going to share his testimony about how he met the Lord. So really excited about that. We got, me and the wife, we went to go give blood again. So give blood, give blood, give blood. I'm telling you, it's free. It does save lives. It does save lives. And I'm hoping to get some content about giving blood later on in the winter time for that. I'm still looking at people that I want to interview, talk to. And I'm really excited about one particular, if they'll accept the invitation, but that's a secret. That's a secret for now, who that is. Pray for me. I am praying for you. Better believe that. And peace. Love you guys.